Nolan Wells' frenemies have lost their mind. They have lost their absolute mind. At this point, I can no longer call them friends with good conscience. This is just not normal. So Warren Hudson, the dude who sat down with Officer Tatum for that disastrous interview, who claims to be Nolan Wells' best friend, his parents just did something today that has pissed off a lot of people, including myself. This is absolutely horrible. According to Officer Tatum himself, by the way, Warren was one of Nolan's friends who did not do the lie detector test when everybody else did, when everybody else volunteered to do it.
Told me that all the boys except one, which is Warren, I believe, took a polygraph test. All of them did not have lawyers and did it and cooperated with police. Warren also cooperated with police. I just believe he didn't take a lie detector test, but Warren is the young man that I interviewed. So according to what they told me, they all took a lie detector test and passed. And it's an equivalent of a lie detector test. It's not a traditional lie detector test, but it's the same theology of trying to get to if a person is lying. I don't know the name of it. It's an equivalent of a lie detector test. It's a different methodology. I don't believe it was a polygraph test. I believe they took other stressors in order to analyze if the people were telling the truth or not. So then the answer to
did they take a polygraph would be no.
Well, yeah, I think it could be semantic.
Here's what makes that even worse. The lie detector test that they would take is way easier than a polygraph test. You could pass that quote-unquote voice stress test way easier than you can pass a polygraph, and Warren still didn't do it. All the other friends volunteered and says, hey, we'll do it. I don't even need a lawyer. I'll show up. Now, obviously, Warren was not going to do that. His mom is a judge. His dad is a doctor. You think they dumb enough to allow their son to go ahead and sit down for whatever type of voice stress test or a polygraph? Hell nah. But that right there adds to the suspicion. That right there is why people say, hold on, bro, what do you have to hide if you didn't do that? Now, this is not like Benjamin Crump. No, Officer Tatum is who exposed this information. Now, I'm not sure if Tatum was supposed to expose, but he exposed it. So it's things like this that adds to the suspicion, but yet the family is mad that people are suspicious. So because people are suspicious and asking questions, they believe they are victims. Now, believing you are a victim is one thing. Doing what they did yesterday is another thing. Let me make this clear. Warren, who father is a doctor, who mama is a judge, they just launched a GoFundMe. Sorry, a Give, Send, Go, right? The alt-right version of GoFundMe. They just launched a campaign to raise $100,000. Using this Nolan Wells situation to raise $100,000 is nasty work. But they said they want $100,000 because they believe they're being unfairly persecuted by Benjamin Crump, and they're being unfairly targeted, and they want to start suing people. Well, more specifically, they want to start suing Benjamin Crump. The fundraiser was created by Benjamin Hudson, which is Warren Hudson's father, and the money is going to Taylor and Cox Law Firm. So at least we now know what the law firm is and exactly who's representing them. Now, I reached out to this law firm yesterday trying to hear back. I haven't heard back yet, which is why I postponed my live stream yesterday. I will reach back again, try to see if I can get any statement on what exactly the defamatory statements they believe Benjamin Crump and other YouTubers have said about them. Because as far as I know, Benjamin Crump has never said that Warren killed anybody or any of these kids killed it. Benjamin Crump has said, yo, the situation looks very suspicious. It doesn't look right. And he wants answers. And he wants a private and independent investigation. I don't know how you're about to sue or win a defamation case off of that, but good luck, okay? Now, you could even see by some of these comments, we've seen this story before, bro. We've seen this story before. These comments are very similar to Shiloh Hendricks' comments. Go to Shiloh Hendricks' Give, Send, Go. Read those comments. You will see what I'm talking about. See, white nationalists and white supremacists are looking for any cause they could donate to that they believe will hurt black people, and it's really that simple. Shiloh Hendricks is a perfect example of this. Shiloh Hendricks raised $800,000 after calling an autistic black kid the N-word, a 5-year-old. Because white nationalists and white supremacists, they are looking for cause. They're looking to give their money to hurt black people, and this is their new grift now, right? Like white supremacists and white nationalists, they look for these fringe cultural cases, and they look to put their money behind it if they feel like it will piss off black people, right? That's probably the best use of their $20, $100 they can find. And they're doing it in record numbers. $800,000 for a woman who called a 5-year-old black kid the N-word is crazy. But this is what they're up to. First paragraph of this fundraiser is absolute malarkey. The title goes, "Stand with Nolan Wall's targeted friends. What are we standing with?" Shouldn't the focus be Nolan Wall's autopsy this week, trying to figure out what happened to Nolan Wall's independent investigation? Right? You guys are not victims here. Now, they proceed to say on Independence Day weekend of 2026, lives were changed forever. And then they continue to try to make a comparison, okay? They say no family should have to endure the pain of losing a son. And then as if these two things are equal, no friend should have to grieve the loss of a brother. But instead of being allowed to mourn, what followed was an unprecedented online campaign of accusations, harassment, threats, and defamation. Now, the accusations, as far as I've heard from Benjamin Crump, now you can go after the independent media personalities, the YouTubers, the TikTokers, or who have just outright said Warren killed Nolan. Those people, you can go after them. But from Benjamin Crump, and you're about to see why I keep bringing up Benjamin Crump, because they targeted him directly in this fundraiser. They would adopt some of Officer Tatum's rhetoric and start using terms like race baiters. Now, they will lay the blame at the feet of Benjamin Crump. And the reason why they claim that some of Nolan's friends like Warren, Jax, Morgan, and many others were not able to attend Nolan's funeral is because of the race baiters who's been online, right? So they will say, listen, most of them could not even attend their own best friend's funeral. How many best friends do Nolan have? Like, is that normal to have like 20 best friends? Why? Because race baiters sent a deranged army after them online in the name of justice. Let's tackle this right here before we even continue. Do I believe the reason why Warren, Morgan, Jax, or whoever, Eli, or whoever, do I believe the reason why they could not attend Nolan Wall's funeral was because of online rhetoric? Absolutely not. No. No. They know why they couldn't attend. They were not scared of the make-believe, unknown online like crowd. No, they were probably not invited. And if they were invited, bro, they probably knew not to show up. I'm not buying that we ain't show up because of the online chatter. I think they didn't show up because they didn't want to deal with the people there. How awkward do you think it's going to be when they walk in and they got to deal with Nolan Wall's other friends who are probably suspicious of them or just as suspicious of them as people online? Or when they walk in and got to deal with Nolan Wall's family, the cousins, the nephews, the uncles, the grandfather, where you got to deal with those people who are probably just as suspicious of you as anybody else. Understand this, Nolan Wall's family was already suspicious before the online chatter. The online chatter got suspicious because of Nolan Wall's family. Nolan Wall's family was who started the suspicion. They said something happened to their son, and they don't believe the story that he accidentally drowned. So no, don't try to pass this off. We didn't show up to the funeral because no, hell nah. You know what's up. Now, Nolan Wall's mama announced they would have had a private section. So they wouldn't have to be with the general crowd. There would have been a private section for just the family and friends. Let me ask you this, okay? Since it's the online chatter fault, if they would have went to that funeral, you think they would have been in the private section with the other family and friends? Do y'all think so? If your answer is hell nah, then it's not the online chatter fault, bro. Like, nah. The family ain't make you feel welcome, probably. I don't know. I haven't spoken to them. I don't know if they invited you or not. So they continue and they says, since the beginning of the investigation, these young men have cooperated with authorities. But here's the thing. Officer Tatum, he's now implying that he may have gotten some new information from them after the interview. He's claiming that, that maybe one of them told him that there was somebody giving out coke and Nolan may have taken the coke and he may have been high and drunk and that may have led to the drowning. Y'all didn't tell the parents that from everything I know. So if we sat down and we had this long conversation or we talked and y'all gave me what y'all story was, and then I hear 2 months later from somebody who I absolutely despise, I hear that person, that person, Tatum, I hear that person coming out with quote unquote new information that I don't have as his mother. I'll be pissed off and I will no longer want to talk. You guys already told me y'all know nothing else. This is all you guys know, and you guys relayed that information on day one. If you told me you know nothing else, why do I need to talk to you? So they continue, some of them even resorted to speaking up publicly to defend themselves against baseless allegations. But unfortunately, it has become clear that the truth does not matter. Of course it matters, right? Again, you just can't be quick. You just cannot feel entitled to, to people's belief. People don't have to believe you. People don't have to hear your story and think you're telling the truth. They can be suspicious and they can say, until the investigation wraps up, I got my eyes on you. Which is what I think Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton has been saying. Until this investigation wraps up, I cannot rule you out as a suspect. They go, their names, faces, and personal information were spread across the internet. They and their families have received thousands of hateful messages, death threats, and calls to violence. They have been threatened online and in person countless times. There have been bomb threats, packages sent, incredible threats of which arrests have been made. And we'll get to that arrest shortly. We can get to it right now. That arrest is from Ashley Cole. So a woman was arrested for threatening Ashley Cole in her Facebook DMs. Now, they name Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump directly. They says Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump and the usual suspects of social media personalities. Again, man, terms like race baiters, usual suspects. What do you mean by usual suspects? What does this mean? No, let's break it down, okay? You're doing the fundraiser on the alt-right version of GoFundMe, which is Give, Send, Go. Everybody look at Give, Send, Go with a sketchy eye. Like Give, Send, Go clearly, right, allows a platform for racist people to monetize. You're using that platform. That's suspicious. You start using terms like usual suspects in regards to two black men like Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump. I don't know. Y'all not helping y'all case, bruh. And that's just my opinion. All right, so it continues. This is the typical tactic of Benjamin Crump and the like. They come to communities like the Gulf Coast under the guise of seeking justice, but it has become painfully clear that their version of justice is stirring division, ruining lives, and then leaving when the money is dried up. We have seen this same pattern time and time again, most recently during the Carmelo Anthony trial. How did Benjamin Crump stir division? Again, do you understand? Let's use the Carmelo Anthony trial, for example. Do you understand that from day one, like Carmelo Anthony was already like polarizing? There were people who believed that if this was a white kid, he wouldn't be arrested. They believed it was self-defense, while others believe that it was murder, and it was divided along racial lines. Benjamin Crump didn't come in and stir it up. It was already stirred up. Now, I can't for the likes of me understand exactly what you guys think Benjamin Crump did that amounts to defamation. I just can't see it. Benjamin Crump has never named any one of these kids by names and said they did it. All he said was an independent investigation needs to happen. As simple as that. They continue and it says, the fund is created for the sole purpose of fighting these individuals, the individuals being Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton. Our goal is simple and twofold. Our first goal is to raise money to defend these friends against incoming wrongful death actions filed by attorney Benjamin Crump and his team. Our second goal is to fund a robust legal team to sue for the litany of slander and libel being spread by not only Crump, but also many social media influencers, news outlets, and local provocateurs. Now, the local provocateurs, I don't know, because I'm not tapping with what's going on. Are they referring to Nolan Well parents? Or his family? Like, who are the local provocateurs that quote unquote know better? Because know better would mean that these are people who apparently like know what happened, or they know information, or they know the kids are innocent and they're still spreading this. I would have to keep my eye on the local provocateurs. This is not the way you go about these things. And I'm just being honest, right? This is not the way you go about it. This is not going to help your case at all. Understand this, okay? The Nolan Wells investigation will be wrapped up probably in about 30 days to 60 days. All you simply had to do was just wait out for the investigation to take its course, right? Now, we're not even talking about the independent investigation. Ocean Springs have not released their results of their investigation yet. They haven't released the autopsy yet. The grand jury haven't happened yet. So if the investigation is not concluded, how are we supposed to figure out, hey, they're telling the truth, they're not telling the truth. They're guilty, they're not guilty. You allowed the courts to take its steps. And once the court process is over with, look at the Carmelo Anthony situation. Have you heard of Carmelo Anthony in about 30 days? Once the court systems, take his course, you would probably have everything you're seeking to accomplish via a lawsuit that's only going to make you more hated. Right? But y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Right? What do you guys think about them filing a lawsuit? Let me know, okay? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here or here, to find out how the Roland Martin files just leaked and it's really, really, really terrible. I'm going to see you guys in this Roland Martin video. Out of here, folks. Peace.